Hello, friends. How's it going? I hope you're doing well. Computer needs to stop acting up, but that's okay. We'll roll with the punches and the kicks and all that. How's everybody doing? It's good. Oh, that's me telling y'all that we have snack time that y'all should be preparing for. For some reason, the time signature on my computer says 5:45 p.m. So I don't know why that's all wonky, but um, oh, interesting. Your YouTube membership did not auto renew. That is interesting. Volcanics, did you maybe get a free one? Like, did somebody gift one and maybe it didn't renew because of that? That's the only thing I can think of. Or you bought like a month, maybe? I don't know if you can even do that. But thank you in either case, in any case, for deciding that you wanted to support the channel. And also, under the community tab, you can go back through the posts and you can look at an extra 200 episodes that are audio based, 5 to 20-minute episodes, 200 extras that aren't out in public. And yeah, so you can check those out. What's going on, everybody? Hey, what's going up, Kenny? What's going up? Sure, what's going up? What else is new, folks? Well, I have some new fish. I got some 236s, L236s. I got 6 of them from Stephanie, aka Aquaria Life, and very, very beautiful fish. I don't have the super white variety, which is a line bred variety of the 236s, but I do have the genes in theory that if I wanted to selectively breed them forever, same genes. And also they throw some that are just more white than others sometimes they're cream, but the ones that I have that I got from her are very, very beautiful, and they seem to be very, very white. Now they're still young, but yeah, they're very white right now. And I just did something kind of silly in that I put black sand, because I knew they'd want that more than I put them in a tank that's a 40 breeder that has my Malawa shrimp in it. And I put them in that tank because it's been stable pretty much for 6 years, I want to say. And so I put them in there thinking that they'd be happiest maybe in that 40 breeder, since they're still babies. They're about yay big at the biggest, maybe 2 inches at the most. Most are more like 1.5, 1.25 inch, something like that. And yeah, they're doing well. She packed them super well, and they got to me very well. Uh, they're a fish that goes for anywhere between 100 and 250 when I see them for sale at shops and things. Yeah, they'll definitely eat those shrimp. Hype and citrus are definitely known to be omnivores that will eat microcrustaceans and stuff. But the thing about the shrimp are that they're malawas, so they reproduce at a crazy pace. So hopefully they can still outpace the plecos, which I'm going to be giving special food to and all that. Obviously, going to get them rapashi, and there's a food. What's it called? Abo, from Germany that I'm going to get. That Stephanie highly recommended. Check it out. Plus, I've got a bunch of the um, Sarah food right now that I'm trying out with them as well. So, yeah. Cora, what's going on? Thanks for reminding our friends to hit the like button. I'm at a weird time. There's only 30 of us right now in here. And so it's a nice, intimate little gathering for the time being. Aquatic Moose, what's going on? Cheryl, hello. Sharkfin Adventures. What's going on? So I was thinking, Linda, hello. I was thinking, what do I want to do? What do we want to do? Do we want to look at some of the tanks? I haven't really shown the tanks in a while. Drifters Workshop, Passing Limb, what's going on? Good to see y'all. Oh, your picture of the kitties is cute. And Drifters, your skull's cute too. Um, Father Fish, hello. Good to see you. I need to give you a call. Napoleon Harden, hello. Good to see you as well. So yeah, I was thinking, do we want to go look at the tanks? I'm just getting them back into order after being hospitalized and all that. I did something real dumb. What was it? Yep, not was it yesterday? Yesterday or the day before. I was sitting in this or standing in the sunlight like this, and just it was about 52 degrees out in the morning, and I was just being a lizard. I was just basking in that sunny day, cold morning, crisp, dewy morning, light. And I was up on the part of the garden where I built a raised bed for my wife. And there's a lip made out of wood on that raised bed. Well, I had my eyes closed, and I all of a sudden just felt like I was falling, and I took a step forward. When I did that, I hit the lip of the wood in my Birkenstock sandals like a goofball out there. And my eyes had been closed anyways, so my eyes didn't adjust right away. But I literally just fell forward, like went from standing up to losing my balance for no reason to literally falling an 18-inch drop off the thing. And I caught myself. It's still swelling up right now, but I caught myself by landing about, I'll show you with this hand that I can move, but by landing in between these two fingers, basically all my weight pushed like this. Wait, like this, kind of like a Vulcan sign. All my weight was pushing like that when I landed, like kush, and lost my balance. So at first I was like, oh, I don't know if it's broken or not. I've broken fingers in my hands several times. Uh, like a lot of times, like my right hand in particular, I've broken the boxer sprain 3 times in my teens and 20s, but it's been a decade since I've done anything dumb and broken it. But it is looking a little rough right now, as I, especially as I look at it on camera, because looking at your own hand, you're kind of like, it's a little puffier than earlier. But yeah, by looking at it, I don't know. I felt a bump on the bone here, and I thought, is that a fracture or what is it? But I'm more worried that I tore the little ligament here that stabilizes your finger. So we'll see. I can't do anything with the hand. I have a splint and everything, but the splint is kind of useless because right now the splint can hold the finger straight, but I can hold the finger straight with my own muscle and everything. The problem is when I try to pick something up, if I have the splint on, the splint's actually big enough that it gets in the way and it pushes the finger out like this at an angle off to the side. And that's what hurts more than anything, obviously. So, anyways, what's going on? Skipper, what's going on? I was just talking about the fish that I won way back. What was it? August or something, in the auction that you had, the aquatic auction, and I guess the last fish fam auction by nomenclature, by name. But I got 6 of them, and I got a steal of a price. So normally, yeah, Coro, you know what's up. Dr. Pepper will fix it. I am trying to only drink one Dr. Pepper, and I mean like a 12. Yeah, Fish and Tactics. I am a walking pain factory. I really am. I don't know what's wrong with me. I between that and the lupus and the lightning and the dehydration and uh, infected teeth, and I mean a lot of it stems from 3 main issues: the autoimmune disorder, the lightning strike, and then I guess things I just did when I was younger that screwed up, breaking a bunch of stuff, BMX bike riding and living kind of a dumb lifestyle that seems fine when you're young, and then you get older and you're like, why does everything hurt? Um, but I have more important things than a hand that is like that. Chloe, what's going on? Welcome. Uh, and also JB, Grazny Grebe. Hello. Oh, I haven't tried the Dr. Pepper with strawberry yet. I've seen it, but strawberry and cream Dr. Pepper, I'll have to try it. I've been told to try it a bunch of times now. Oh, you blew out your finger last week, broke and ripped the skin. Oh no, super glued it together. Took 3 days to stop bleeding. Holy smokes. Well, I'm glad it sounds like you're typing and like here and okay, kind of. Maybe get that taken care of. I don't know. You do you, but yes, Atkins, what's going on, Ian? Good to see you, brother. And Father Fish, Atkins, Cora. We got a bunch of members in here tonight, which warms my heart. Y'all warm my heart, but when I see that you guys, it just really means a lot that you guys have supported me. Even though I've only made 2 videos in basically a month, which is the least I've ever made in 7 years of being on the platform. But I'm working on it. I have a list of videos I want to make. I've just been fighting some real, being really, really exhausted easily and looking really haggard. To be quite frank, it's healing up now, but I had a lupus outbreak and also a skin issues. Plus, my teeth are jacked up. I didn't get them fixed down in Florida because I ended up in the hospital. But anyways, let's talk about fish. Enough about how I fell down the stairs of life again. uh, hey, Kenny, thank you so much, man. Hey, bud, the African banded barbs I bought with you at Aquarium Zen bread. Right on, man. That's awesome. See, mine, when I would put them in a community tank, I would end up like every few months seeing like 3 or 4 like little like half size of the adult ones, like not fry but just young ones, and I was always like, what the heck, like where are they growing up? Like I'm not seeing any little tiny fry, I'm not seeing any super babies, I'm not seeing any eggs. But yeah, I had 9 to start with, and when I cleared out that tank, which is one of the items on today's super chat or today's live stream, I was going to call it a super stream, is that I cleaned it out and I had 17 of them. So I was like, well, that is different. So yeah, it's interesting. Mine bred even with cichlids and all sorts of rough tank mates. They still bred. And so I could only imagine slash hope that they would really breed when given a better opportunity. Holy smokes, $21 from Father Fish, not saying anything. What's the 21? I mean, what is the meaning of this? Psalms 21? Uh it's cryptic, but thank you so much, Lou. I really appreciate it. He and I, he just called and I need to return the call, but he and I need to get together and do a stream on the kind of deep substrate, using natural processes in your tank, setting up an ecosystem in your tank. Basically, what I'm all about if you guys watch the channel. Now, I'm not saying anybody's doing things right way or wrong way or whatever, but I do think that once you get to a point in fish keeping, it is very valuable, very I wouldn't say just character building, but skill building, and allows you to connect with your tanks and your gear, your hardware, your hardscape, your plants, everything in a new way by taking away some of uh, the modern comforts, I guess we'll call them, uh, of that. So, yeah. Mm, it is 21 days till Thanksgiving, huh? So, well, look at that. Thanksgiving's early this year, huh? Um, yeah, thank you, Father Fish. I appreciate it. He and I obviously share a lot of similar thoughts on things. I think where we kind of depart or vary from one another a bit is um, I've done quite a bit of aquascaping in the last 5 or 10 years as just an interest and a hobby, and especially when I worked at aquariums then. And the whole CO2 growing, the stem plant growing with aqua soil, with ferts that are like a little more, what's the word, industrialized or modernized, in the sense that they've been separated in elemental form from the wild form that they normally would be found in. So maybe rather than putting like a chunk of stone with some iron that it's oxidizing off of it, I'll just go buy the iron oxide pure form in a pump bottle or whatever. And that, along with the pressurized gas, things like that. So I've played with a lot of those things, and I know what the science says about certain things, about saturation, about where plants get their carbon. But I just have to say that it's not always about growing plants the healthiest or the happiest in our hobby. Sometimes when you want those crazy beautiful colors and the really wild jungle scape, or a Dutch tank or a Brazilian style tank, what you're doing is you're starving the plants of some of what they need. And so in an actual nature tank or a filterless tank, it's very unlikely that you will achieve those same objectives, because there's never going to be a time when the nitrogen cycle is at a point where there's no nitrates at all in the substrate. There's no ammonia, there's no ammonium for the plants. Plus, there's too much. You want to add more potassium a lot of times to get those like reds and pinks and purples. So you're actually stressing the plant, and the plant then responds by not being able to photosynthesize as quickly, and it tries to slow itself down from photosynthesizing at peak light in a high light by basically making a sunscreen of pigments. And that sunscreen is what we're seeing as anthocyanins and athenas. Man, I can never say that word. We'll just say athataskin, and all that kind of good stuff. So sometimes you actually want to stress your plants a little bit. It's kind of like ditherfish, where sometimes you kind of want like your fish to school. So you want to put a fish like maybe a blue dwarf gourami in with some neon tetras or neon blue or neon green tetras. Maybe you want to do that because they don't know that that fish isn't going to ever come down and eat them, but they think we're being hunted, or that fish we better steer clear of. And so they will then school and move around your tank in a very different way that's maybe more desirable than if you just threw them in the tank and there were no big scary fish. Even though I know blue dwarf gourami is not the most scary fish, but same with like cribs or something like that. So there's differences in how you can approach certain things. And in the aquascaping realm, I would say that's the biggest place where we have a little bit different focus or a little bit different experience in different aspects of it. Um, let's see here. Sketty, Nona, what's going on? George, what's going on? Good to see all y'all rolling in, rolling. Oh, so I want to show you guys something before we go look at the tanks. I'll make it quick. Yes, this is technically an ad, but it's also something that when we go look at my tanks, I have a 40 breeder that I need to figure out what I'm gonna do with. I like replace it with something. I wish they made like a 40 breeder with another 12 inches of height or something. You know what I mean? Like a kind of like a 55 in the footprint of a 40 breeder, or a 60 like they have now, but not 48 inches. So I want to show you guys some stuff at Aquatic Arts real quick, because I'm debating what I want to do. Father Fish says, your sophistication is beyond what I teach newbies. Um, Maybe, I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of the videos, especially now with your editing and all that, you've got uh, a lot of diagrams and information on there that is very impressive, Father Fish. So, I mean, I think more than just newbies can learn from your channel, obviously. But I think when people entered the hobby and they taught themselves via the big box pet store and just the first few pages of Google, they're going to have an outlook that really they don't understand fish keeping in a natural or in a organic way whatsoever. And I don't just mean literally organic, I mean like the figurative sense of the word, like organically absorbing the information. They're gonna have a skewed idea. They're going to put in the multicolored gravel with, nothing, no layered substrate of any sort, no nutrients there of any sort. Maybe, bright colors, but they're weak lights. And then the fish combos are probably going to be a little crazy. So when they finally start thinking, how do I make an ecosystem, make a tank that is balanced, that is self-sufficient for days on end, weeks on end? Um, what do I want to be doing, and how do I emulate nature? All that. It's not really for newbies. The people who stumble on your channel as literal newbies are so fortunate, Lou, because then they're getting the rundown that takes a lot of people like 20 years of fish keeping, this certain way, or glass bottom breeding, which there's nothing wrong with, but I have more fun with, feel more connected, and feel more moved emotionally by kind of connecting with a more holistic and food web within your little ecosystem in a box orientation, I guess. Trust and obey. What's going on? Pile Aquatics. Hey, buddy, how's it going? Awesome photos, by the way, lately on the social medias. Arcane, what's going on? Good to see you. Nathan, hello, hello. Anthony, also good to see you. Thorntrap, great to see you as well. Let's see. All right. So I was gonna say here, friends, that there's some new stuff through Aquatic Arts, and I've been talking with them, and we're gonna do a giveaway, and I'll allow y'all to enter this giveaway starting right now in this video. It's not going to be in the chat or anything. It's actually going to be in the comments after this video loads. But they have a new deal, and they've established a producer that is going to be making them very affordable tissue cultured plants, as well as they're still going to be selling their water scapes nursery, their Florida aquatic nursery type bundles and things like that too, and Anubias and imported stuff. But they want to create new bundles or packages, and basically it'll be like, I think if you buy one tissue culture, it's going to be like $8, which is really inexpensive. Then it goes to, if you buy the two, I think it's still $8 there. But then if you buy three, it's like $7. And I think when you buy four as the package, it comes all the way down to like six-ish or something, like $25 or something like that for four of them. But they have new packages that they want created, and they want options like low light or color, the red package, or the green package, or hard water. So what I'm going to challenge you guys to do, we're going to give away 3 packs of them, and I'll do another video on this, another live stream, probably the next live stream on Tuesday or whatnot. But we're gonna give away, me and maybe I'll pick another impartial person like Ridgel, or um, maybe somebody like Coro even, or Luke if he's around. But the idea will be we're gonna select whoever picked the three people who have the best ideas for combos. So all you need to do, sorry, I don't know if they're shipping to Canada yet, but it's been something they've been working on for a long time. I feel like every company you talk to in this hobby is like, we're working on getting things to Canada, and then another year passes, but hopefully it'll happen soon. Let's see here. So let's share this screen. Dum ba ba dum bum. So they have some pretty cool stuff. And you guys, if you want 15% off, you get that when you use my code uh Fishtory15, Fishtory 15, all caps, Fishtory15. But check this out, they're now carrying a bunch of different invertebrates. Of course, it sold out immediately, like in one day, but they have a bunch of the new lobster-esque crayfish. So hold on, sorry, my mouse pad is acting up as it does during most live streams. But remember, with my code, all the dry goods, no shipping and handling. They sell breather bags up to wholesale prices. They sell the metal and lead weights for wrapping up your plants if you're selling them. The pollen granules, this place is cheaper than most health food stores. And you can buy all these things now, all these foods, including cichlid flakes. They're all like cold pressed, all organic, usually, foods that they're creating. So they've got their own line of foods. That's cool, that's fun. But what I wanted to show you too is that come on, uh, JB Aquarium kits. So they're doing this new thing where you get kits, and they're gonna start offering kits any day now. So check in if you're interested, where they're set up for, say, salt water or set up for fresh water. And within that, you get like everything you need. Short of, I guess, maybe the stand or whatnot. And you can see all this stuff's like hidden within the nice, sleek aquarium. And uh, it looks pretty nice. They're JBJ aquarium stuff that they're starting to have, but they're going to sell these kits. So for 89 bucks, a 4-gallon little rimless uh, shrimp aquarium. Now, I've proven to you guys, and we'll go look at this in a moment, that you can have in a 2.5-gallon, you could be producing as many as 60. Oh, sorry, guys. Are you guys seeing that? No, you guys are not seeing that. I'm sorry. Uh, let me pull up. I don't know why the pop-up window was the wrong one. All right, so JBJ aquarium kits. All right, so here you can see, I hope you can see. Is this what you guys are seeing? No, you still are seeing this. Okay, maybe it's not gonna let me change the page on this one without going. Can we go like aquatics here? Yeah, okay, that's working. So here's the foods I was talking about. But they're also selling live Daphnia now to start your own culture. They're selling the breather bags, which, if you're shipping fish, is really nice to have. The prices are a little bit pricier than like if you have some wholesale source, but I don't know where to get them cheaper without buying hundreds. So I buy mine here from them. Now they're also selling scuds and other amphipods, seed shrimp, stuff like that when they have them, and also the Panagrilis The stop. This mouse is just driving me nuts. It clicks on anything it passes over. I have to be so careful. But the white worms, which are great for tiny, tiny little fish, and those are in stock right now. I think they might even be considered dry when you ship them. Now let's see if this will let us. Yep. Okay. So here's the JBJ aquariums that I was talking about. How everything's like built in these 10 or 20 gallon setups, and some are saltwater, some are fresh, some are either or. And what they're gonna do is they're gonna start selling setups for like 180 or something. They've got the stands and stuff, but they've got in these ones, these higher end ones, they've got the light built in like that, and then they've got in here all these the filtration. You can add like chemicals and food, and there's vents for adding, like if you've got actual coral. So they're trying to go at the aquascaping stuff, and I figured I'd show some of you guys that because it's kind of interesting what they're doing. But really, what I wanted to show you guys and how you guys can win your own combo pack is AquaZen. So they're carrying these AquaZen. Uh, Come on, really? It didn't. It opened in its own page again. Let's see if we can get this to open for us in our own window. Freshwater plant. Man, between my computer and my hand being messed up or very possibly broken, uh, is driving me nuts dealing with this. Okay, where are the tissue cultures? Tissue cultures. All right. So what you need to do, you for yeah, and they're doing a deal right now where you have 4 tissue cultures in your shopping cart, um, and they will automatically only charge you for 3. So you buy 4, get 3. That is a crazy good deal, especially because their tissue cultures. What just happened? Why did that happen? Gosh dang it. Sorry, guys. I swear, we're almost done with this. But again, the link is in the description. Fishtory is the code. Here, I'll type it out for y'all. Fishtory 15. And if you've already used Fishtory 15 in the last, say, 30 days, then then you can use Fishtory 10 and still get all of these deals plus free shipping on dry stuff. Um, but yeah, back to the lab again. Whoops, there goes gravity. I don't know any of the words that they're having me. Asia, hello. Mark Van Visco, hello. Henry Figueroa, hello. Good to see you guys. Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. Step inside, step inside. Okay, we were gonna go to store and then we were gonna, no, gosh, I don't know how to fix this. Somebody, and it only happens when I'm streaming, but everything the mouse goes over, it clicks on. It's like it's a permanently pushed down. Here we go. Here we go. We did it. All right. So with their new tissue cultures, any 3 you buy, you get the 4th one free. And look how cheap they are. $8.49 right now to start out. So they're like $8.49. You get, if you buy 3, the 4th one free. Basically, that is taking $2 off of each one's price, and they're going to sell out quick. But this is what they're going to start carrying in consistent quantities. So they're going to have dwarf baby tears, Bangladesh rotala, which is a beautiful one. Crystal Ludwigia, which I'm stoked on. I've never grown this plant out, but it's a really pretty one. Stargrass, Cryptocorn, Myoa, Taxophilium, the giant spiky moss, Cuban Ludwigia, so it's an inclinata, so it's a fluffier one, purple and pink Alternanthera Renickii, also the smaller AR minis, or AR mini, I should say. Also AR Rosenberg, which is the really dark one. They also are going to have Bucephalandra. They're going to have oval Ludwigia tissue cultures, Ludwigia Rubin. I mean, just look at these. So how you can win free plants is go through all of these, take a look at all these tissue cultures, especially all these new ones. I mean, this world pennywort, the Hydrocotyle verticillata. Everybody's asked me about this plant. It was selling for $30 at, I believe it was Aquarium Co-op and at Aquarium Zen in Seattle. Like, this plant was such a hot one for aquascaping because it looks like little toadstools and it runs like a vine underwater. So they have all sorts of different stuff. That's like a kind of looks like clover. Some of it's very small and dainty. Some of it's bigger. The lemon bacopa, pygmy chainsword. I mean, bonsai rotala. This stuff for like a fresh clip of it. It's at right now at the stores in Seattle. They want $30 for a single stem of the rotala bonsai, which is like a dwarf form of it, basically. So yeah, they've got some cool stuff in here. I think they're gonna have Crypt Pink Panther and Wendetii. They have Anubias hostifolia. They have Crypt Parva. I mean, so they've got kind of an interesting array, like Corkscrew Chainsword, Kendang, Bucephalandra, Brownie Boos. So they will have some really cool stuff here. And they're going to have terrarium plants. So golden pothos, heartleaf philodendron, arrowhead vine. Just make sure to read what's what. Peace lilies, purple spiderwort. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff here. There's a whole other page. And again, buy 3, get 1 free, or buy 4, get 1 free, however you want to say it. Look at this. They've got Downaway, Pogostemon Hellfairy, which this stuff turns a light red under high light and CO2. That's a great one. Pogostemon erectus, that's a great one. That's the one that's related to Stellatus octopus. If you know, like Aquarium Co-op has sold that one as a top seller for a long time. Right now they're out of some of these, but comment after this video is uploaded, pick out 4 of them and write their Latin names and or their name as it appears here, either way, and then put a package together of something. And the creative and accurate to the name is going to be the winner of that. So if you guys want to get a free assortment of whatever it is that you're talking about, you will get those plants by naming it like carpeting plants and then saying, okay, baby tears, whatever. Next one is going to be Hydrocotyle verticillata. The next one's going to be Monte Carlo, you know, whatever they have. So yeah, should be pretty cool. And we're going to give that out 3 different people. So you can leave the comments after this video loads, and it has a comment section. It's not live. But yeah, browse through that. Let me know what you think. Also, I just want to show the crabs again. They're getting more and more of these semi-terrestrial crab varieties now. and they've got a plug. They sell out almost immediately, but if you have a terrarium, these are the semi-aquatic crabs here, the ones that are for vivariums or terrariums. But there's some really cool ones here. The tomato vampire, and they will reproduce. They will spawn in captivity readily. Rainbow vampire crab, really cool. Only $12.99 for those. So you get 15% off with the code, and they've got all that stuff. Right now, let's take a look real quick also at their freshwater shrimp. Where are all freshwater shrimp? That's what I wanted. And they had some interesting varieties going here. Look, they've got their own now. They've been working on this for a couple years, and it's finally stabilized, but it's a blue-green emerald shrimp. It's a little more pricey than the others, but uh, I don't think that's crazy. I mean, look at how pretty these are. They have green, but rather than coming from the yellow line or the orange line and throwing greens where they usually have the yellow running down their back, these are going to be, come on, computer. Sorry, guys. Sorry, it's highlighted. Let me get rid of it. These have like a blue to them. See that? And they're bluish green. They come from the blue side of the morphology and not the yellow, like I was saying, which I think is pretty cool. They also have these onyx ones that have the black undertones and then the red spackling, whatever. Sure, crack spackle. And they've got little yellow tips on their tail, which is kind of cool. But that is probably the newest variety of the shrimp. You can still get the botanical box set, which are really good deals where you get all the three kinds of food, you get leaves, you get wood, you get moss, and you get to pick it. Well, basically they're going to put that together with all their other stuff and come out with some really neat aquariums, like for nano aquariums setup. Uh, Also, the zebra babalti shrimp, they're breeding in-house, which makes me really happy. If I could afford these, I would get some, but they're beautiful. And these are supposed to be pretty easy, close to Neocaridina to take care of. Also, they've got the low grade original, what a cherry shrimp would look like in the wild, or maybe a step above it. And then they've got now a bunch of these Lake Silhouette or the island of Silhouette shrimp. So like the Caridina dennerlei. They've got the Blue Dream. That's the most electric blue dream I've seen. Honestly, I don't think it competes with anything I've seen. They've got the Black Rose, Bloody Mary. Then they've got the wild types, but they've also got some interesting orange varieties and things. And all these that they're selling them as a line breed pretty true, which is pretty neat. Also, if they're out of something in one spot on the site, sometimes go look and check another spot. So, like if you're browsing here just at all invertebrates kind of thing, and it says sold out, you might want to go to Caridina and just double check, because what happens is somebody buys out the like 10 box sets that they may have uploaded online, but they actually still have more in reserve. And so I'm not going to say go hassle them in order to get what you want. But I will say that, yeah, you can kind of sometimes email them and be like, why isn't this kit of stuff available? Also, right now, they're rice fish groups of 3 to 6 for like $30. I mean, they're in the $10 range for some of the really pretty ones, which is cool. The pearl, also the oh shoot, can't remember what it's called now, but platinum, the Miyuki, the blue ones, And they've got the golden dwarf barb, the Pethia Galeas, which actually we'll have to chat with them because I think it's actually Pethia con contras. There's three that look really similar, and actually the one that they have is cooler than the original Pethia Galeas. They also have some really nice lines of fish right now too, like these guppies. I mean, that one, the Japanese double blue sword, looks so cool. They have a good deal also too because they've been in-house breeding some of these 204 Flash Emperor Plecos that are pretty cool. Um, Also, the lizard whiptail catfish. The black cories are back. And look at this green tiger barb. Have you ever seen anything like that? I mean, I've seen the dark green on them. I've never seen such a pretty metallic green like that. And they've got all sorts of other stuff. We're not going to look through all of it, but Kubota, Rasboras, cuckoo catfish, or Synodontis petricola. Also, they've got the lamb chop rasboras and glow lights and coolie loaches and some interesting rohani barb, Dawkinsii rohanii, which is interesting. They're also going to have some of these like true Julie corridoras. Dan's fish, similar price, by the way. And then other ones where it may say 23, but a lot of people look at this price and they think, oh, that's how much those fish are, $23 a pop. Well, it could be for 5 fish. So click on it and find out how many fish that is that the number starts at. So here it's 3 for 23. So you're actually only paying like $8 or whatever, a little bit less than $8 a fish. They have the giant autosynclus back, um, erythromite, microns, cherry barb. So they got quite a bit of stuff. They've got um, such pretty some of these little endlers and things. Also, the beautiful Medaka rice fish, pencil fish, Beckford pencil fish are easy to spawn. Their assorted guppies are dirt cheap, but a lot of them are really pretty. Both genders are and everything. They've also got quite a few angelfish coming and going lately. Also, the orange Venezuelan uh, Corys, which I think are beautiful. They've got Jack Dempsey's for dirt cheap, $7.99. They've got the Black Jack Dempsey, which sounds funny, Blackjack Dempsey. The Clown Chiles, the Adolfo Cory, which is beautiful. Also, the Stiphodon gobies are kind of coming back, and they're going to be bringing in more of those. And yet again, look, more really pretty lines of like black saddle uh, guppy or dwarf blue panda guppy. The tuxedo, these are beautiful from above the water. Um, they're so cool to watch. But yeah, they've got a lot of stuff changing and whatnot. So there is that. Dan's Fish also is still good to go. Now the checkout has been changed. So if you want to get a discount using my code, all you have to do is type in the word Alex. It used to be it all had to be lowercase, and people were having trouble with that. So now it can be uppercase, it can be lowercase, the beginning can be uppercase, the rest can be lowercase, whatever. So that's hopefully should be helpful. Also, look at some of these fish. This Apisto Banshee is beautiful. I mean, these are pictures he's taking um, at his spot, and these two saddle cories are insane. I want those so badly. Look at this koi snake skin guppy pair, 34. I mean, I've never seen a guppy like that. Wild, wild stuff. Wait, it didn't pop up on the. Well, I guess I guess it did. Never mind. So we won't go into too much of this, but I just want you guys to say only $6.99 for the Hawaiian Variatus Platy. He's got so much stuff on here right now that is so cool. The Pitbull Pleco, yeah, those are an ambushing one. Also, good price on the dwarf neon praecox. Breed those all winter long. Make some money. Same with like pseudomcgills and stuff like that. All these cool reticulated hillstream loaches, the gold ring hillstream loach, the zebra hillstream loach, which is an incredibly beautiful one. It's got blue on its tail and stuff. And some of them are like the black lizard loach are a little different, a little taller. Got Danios. I mean, you guys know that you're going to pay more at Dan's Fish, but you're going to get absolutely the best fish that there are out there. He's treated them for months in many cases for illness and disease. And Stiphodon, rudularis, I mean, incredibly beautiful. This is like the Annie A Stiphodon. Those are pricey, but they're beautiful. The mini snowball plecos, Hypencistris 471. Is this the Annie A Goby back in town? Yes, it is. This is probably the prettiest little goby. Very rare, very, very rare. And Dan's got them. For only $8.99. He's got the freshwater bumblebee gobies. Yeah, I definitely need to make an order. Wow, I've never seen this guy either. Look at this. Beautiful. He's got these for 34. The Bonita Tetra, that's a very hard to find, kind of newer Tetra. The Lapis Tetra, same deal. Um, really cool. The stuff he's got. He's got your dreams come true. Ornate Tenopoma. Google this one. Oh my goodness, it's a beautiful little, like a little Batis. Really beautiful. And his Kuli Loaches are very inexpensive, only $5.99. Got some really interesting rainbows. He's got a Pseudomcgill Gertrude RU4s. I've bred these. These are absolutely stunning to watch spin around and show off for one another. So I want you guys to keep in mind all these fish because I'm definitely going to be buying fish from these when I set up my new tanks. When I switch out what's in the fish room right now. And soon I'll be able to see your guys' questions again. But he's also got Starry Night Siluaceae shrimp. He's got I don't know where he got so many awesome Siluaceae shrimp. Like those are hard to get a hold of. Um, let's see here. Oh, tiger teddies. Man, that's a pricey for a pair, but man, I want those. European bred live bear. Also, he's got Goodeids back. If you want to preserve a species that is extinct in the wild, the butterfly split fin, redhead tapajos, another one. Oh, he's also got the Pethia galeas. I think these are also actually a slightly different species, but I'll talk to him and see what he says about that. That's semantics. Look at this mountain red belly daces. So cool. These fish are beautiful. Even if they're not spawning, they're really pretty. But yeah, all right. So back to the lab again. Don't forget live stream again. Yeah, I know. I want one of everything. T-Rose or Tros. I agree 100%. There's a reason why I'm an affiliate of theirs. I really, really love them. Aquatic Arts is kind of getting back into the groove of having some pretty cool stuff. And so, the other company that I would honestly, there's two other companies that I'd like to work with. And if you see me work with them in the future, you'll know, what it was. But like why I said yes, yes, yes. And that is the Wet Spot. I would absolutely love to work with them because of the rarity of stuff they have. And then, quite frankly, Boost Plant. Now, the ethics with both of those are not as good as like Dan's. Dan knows the source. He knows how long they've been in quarantine. He takes care of all of the little gut biome issues. He feeds them really good food. He gets them colored up great. I mean, it is freaking amazing how much he puts into all of his fish, plus like constantly changing their water and just feeding them live food. It's wild. Nobody in the business is doing that unless they're breeding like at their house. And he's doing it with 400 tanks at Dan's Fish. So use the code Alex at checkout to get a discount. And holy smokes, YFI is just gave out, it looks like five, was it five? Yeah, memberships. So some lucky folks are going to get some memberships. Um, so thank you so very much. It's really kind of you. And welcome, you guys. If you get a membership, go to the community tab and go listen if you want, go watch if you want. There's 200 hidden episodes that are anywhere from like 5 or 10 minutes all the way up to 20 minutes. Some are even 30 of it was called Fishery. That was the original series that I did for the Aquatic Morning Show, as well as planning it for my own podcast. Some of them are longer deep dives, but it's all audio friendly. You don't need to watch the video, and it's like current news. And I'm going to start getting back on that too. We're going to start doing that again for members for sure. I mean, but probably for the whole channel, to be frank. I just don't like hiding from uh, uh, I lost my train of thought. I don't like hiding from. Oh yeah, and Dan ships to Canada as well, and Alaska if you can afford it. That is very true. So if you guys are like, oh man, I want those incredible fish, he's one of the only places that's going to do that. It's pretty impressive from a dude in the middle of Wyoming. Yeah. So last but not least, let's take a look at a couple of my tanks. We're going to shut down this live stream. Cover your ears just in case we get feedback. That seems to happen um, even when the what do you call it? The everything's closed. Celestial Pearl Daniels, I would only get from Dan's Fish right now, honestly. I wouldn't even get them from Aquatic Arts. The Dan's Fish has hunted down two of the people who recently, as in the last 3 years, got all new genetics. They went to Lake Inlame in Myanmar in the freaking war zone, and they mixed them back in with their genetics at their farm in well, I don't want to give away his source, but I know who his source is, and it's somebody who takes them very, very seriously. Yeah. All right. Cover your ears just in case All right, can you guys hear me? This tank so badly needs a trim. And I've just been feeling so sick that I literally ripped out some pathways in the plants for the poor angelfish. So he's got a pathway that goes around the whole thing, because the back of this, there's actually a big rock here. So this is all empty space back in here. But the front is so crowded. And I was kind of hoping that the headstanders and the little rummy nose would have some babies in the meantime. Maybe the pencil fish. You know, I put in a little power head for them just because. Now, we have an interesting issue, and I'm going to make a video on this specific issue, I think. But we've got aphids that must have come from the house plants that are on the water plants. And look at how many there are here. I mean, I need some ladybugs in my hood to hunt these guys down. But I've literally just been taking a leaf like this, submerging it, shaking it off, and letting the fish eat it. That seems to go pretty good. Yeah, so now those little aphids are floating in the water, and the fish will come eat them when I'm not being a big scary boogeyman. So over in this tank, we've got some real pretty little endlers in here that are doing their thing. This all needs a trim, but this right here is also hopes of that we're going to get tin winnies. Look at them all. The gold ring Danio, as it's more officially known, that these guys are going to be spawning for us in here too. So I bet if I took them out right now, there'd probably be so many babies in the next few weeks from just the eggs that 20 of these guys have scattered. Yeah, they're hybrid endlers for sure. But this is my super nano tank. And it's going to get a whole makeover. I mean, it's just grown completely out of control. There's also glass catfish in here. You can kind of see the tail of one. There's also just a stockpile of junk. Like, everything's a mess right now. I'm trying to get my tanks in line first, and then we'll, worry about everything else. But like up here, my food tanks, let me show you. When I go, all the little scuds and paramecium go everywhere. It looks nasty. It's just extra food and stuff, extra plants and food, but there's just so many little scuds. And also that water that's milky, that is single cell organisms, simple life forms. This one is even more simple life forms for really tiny fish, infusoria, whereas this one is a mix of a little bit of both, scuds, daphnia, all that. And if we get some scuds here like this, and we feed them here to this biotope tank of these beauty-muss, watch here. Oh, did you get them? Yep, she got them. These megopteras, she's making a nest out of the substrate right here. Their pH is down to like 5, and the plants can't handle it. There's only a few scraggly plants left. But that male, I mean, he is colored up and proud and showing off. He is a special boy. And also, interestingly enough, the air stone or sponge filter in that tank got clogged, and it's just been on doing its own thing. But these guys seem really happy even without it. So I'm kind of just letting them have a good old time in their tank without as much air and seeing how it goes. And if their behavior changes at all, then I'll switch it up. But they haven't been breeding thus far, which has been frustrating for over 6 months. And they're an interesting one because they have this purple marking on their throat. They look like their gills have been burned, but that's just the markings they have. Look at his chin. He's got 2 purple dots on his chin. And if we can scare him a little bit without hurting him or anything, obviously, let me try to get some more food with my other hand. All right, let's give him a little more live food. These guys pretty much only want live food. They don't seem to want to eat almost anything. They've eaten some of the Sarah food that I've given them, and all this is just leaf mulm. But yeah, they're feisty little buggers. So those are the Megopteras. And yes, I'm feeding them a lot of scuds, a lot of bloodworms. They'll eat bloodworms. I guess that's one non-living thing they'll eat. And yeah, so they're doing pretty good, but they just don't seem to be spawning, which is frustrating because they're showing off like colors like they should be spawning, and I don't know. So it's fun for me to feed them, and they'll sit here begging and waiting to watch for food. There we go. Got some more food. Got some more scuds. They are little scud muffins. They're scud hunters. That's for sure. They're good old scud hunters. So if you ever need to clear out some scuds, put in some freaking apistos. Any kind will do. Also going on in here, we've got. Why is this so dim? Hold on. Let's try to clear this up. But in the meantime, we'll look at this tank for a moment. Oh, great. The light just turned itself out completely. That's what we wanted. So I think I told you guys that I also ordered some fish from Japan, and that I got some eggs in return. I wanted fish and I got eggs. If I was at a restaurant, I'd be very frustrated. No, just kidding. Let me turn this light back on. I don't know why it went off in the first place. But it's got a remote. Here we go. All right. So here we've got the Japanese rice fish. These are the night blossoms, as they're called, longfin night blossoms. And so they have some gold on them. They've just got all sorts of different colors mixed in on a kind of a platinum background, and then they have some gray and some gold, some silver, some white. They're just kind of pretty. Yeah, so I've been letting them grow out, do their thing. They hatched from eggs, obviously. And I just noticed, I just pulled it out, but we've got one that didn't make it, and that is so frustrating to me when you don't know what took out a fish when you've got like dozens in a tank that are doing well, and you just don't know what happened. Like, did he just eat too much at the bottom? There's no pests in here. Like, what in the heck happened? What happened to the dude? So right now I'm just also cleaning up any excess food that is at the bottom. But look at if we can see this one. Some of these are really pretty with the sparkles, the lame patterning, all that. But yeah, so we're still growing these guys out. Hopefully they'll breed. I mean, I started with 50 eggs, 24 of them hatched. They have no heat, no filter, nothing. They're just rice fish. And then over here, we've got the newest species of um, of Thenecti, man, why can't my brain's not working? Of the Than minnows, the white clad minnows. These are the Vietnamese ones. And then we also have the beautiful Beta Imbolus, and there's 5 Beta Imbolus in here, wild ones, males and females, that I hatched out in this tank originally. So they're just chilling, doing their thing. And over here, we've got a few of the Yahuki golden tail rice fish, a few of the long fin um, dudes from the same Tenectes family genus. And then there's also over here, there's also some Beta Malak. There's a pair, hopefully, that Lawrence Kent brought me. And look, it's eating duckweed, which I've never seen. Well, maybe it spit it out. But here's the female. She's got stripes, and the other one's got more like color on it. Then also we've got the little peacock gudgeons doing their thing. The baby gobies doing their thing. There's also a host of other fish in there doing their thing. Then we've got the beautiful let's scoot the light over a bit so we can see them a little bit better. And yeah, we've got the Luminatus Pseudomcgill, and then we've also got the Werner Eye, the Threadfin rainbows. And other than that, there are some Hillstream fellas in here, some of the Borneo suckerfish. And then there's also, what else is in here? I'm trying to think. Come out wherever you are, whatever's left of you. Oh, right, you guys. There's the little tiny, beautiful samurai gouramis that are all grown up that I got over a year ago now at Fishtoberfest. So those guys are doing fine. This tank, a spot for a 40 breeder, is completely empty. Need to put something new in here. Up here, I have a spot. Need to put something there. I just painted for mold to try to prevent it because everything's cracking at the ceiling. Then here we've got swampy fish. We've got a wild betta type here, another wild betta type, a scud tank that's empty that I'm going to replace with a new 2.5 gallon tank with a project. Then we've got a betta breeding tank where there's one being primed right now, one of the wild ones. And all the lights are off right now because they're on a different cycle. But we've also got the little pencil fish doing their thing. Then back here, we've got another tank. And this is the skunk cories and glass gobies. And they're in a glass bottom tank, basically. I think they're just hiding from the light, probably. They're on the far other end. But there's only 6 of them. They're just chilling, doing their thing. Actually, some of them are under this leaf right here, too. And then here is the proof in the pudding from what we were talking about, doing shrimp in 2.5 gallon tanks with no filter or anything. You do need to watch that the mulm doesn't build up to a level that's harmful, and then crash the tank, because you're probably not going to have a good light on a tank this small. Although I do have a floodlight on this tank, which is a floodlight LED from Lowe's. It was only $15 or so. And this thing puts out 3,000 or 4,000 par, or lumens rather, sorry. And it's 6,500 Kelvin warmth. So this thing actually will grow any plants in here, but there's not deep enough substrate in a 2.5 gallon to really grow plants at a rate fast enough to help suck up the nitrogen. So I use floating plants for that, and I just clear out duckweed and water lettuce every few days. But check this out. We've got some tangerine tiger shrimp right here, and she's got brand new eggs coming. We've got all different ages of the Neocaridina from Aquatic Arts, including little tiny baby over here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's a little baby on the rock. And yeah, these are the gold back shrimp from Aquatic Arts. And then over here, this is the thing I've been testing now for several months, and I'll be making a video on it soon. But this is the, it gives you the pH 7.1, which is very consistent every day. I notice the pH is around the same. And then at night, it drips down to like 6.5 or so. But we've got the arc red pencilfish in here. We've got the beautiful hovering zebra loaches. Here's a big, beautiful female with their belly full. And actually, you know, what's cool is I've had 7 of them in here that I know that I bought and all that because I pulled them out of the tank that was down below months and months and months ago and put them in here when I switched it up from being a betta housing colony kind of thing. And I kind of turned it into a loach. And we've also got some, let's see if we can get them to come out. We've also got some hummingbird tetras or darter tetras as they're often known in here. Yeah, here's one. That's a darter tetra right there. So there's 6 of them in here as well. There's a lake inlay loach and then pencilfish. And then the hovering loaches. And yeah, they're doing well, but this is pretty cool. 77 degrees. The TDS is 226, and it seems very accurate. Don't ask me how it stays that way. Man, I mean, you'd think you'd have to calibrate it all the time, but you don't. Then we've got some of these. I know Redfish Bluefish has some of these right now, but I got these at the wet spot, not the gouramis, but the beautiful blue meta. They're from the Meta River. They're purple tetras is what they're called, but they're actually a beautiful blue or turquoise tetra. Mine are all very mature now. These are probably going on 3 years old, so I need to try to spawn them before they're too old. Then these are lake inlay gouramis, the angelfish that doesn't get along with anybody. Then we've got another tank that's empty, and I need to put a 20 long here. And then we've got a 47-gallon that's empty that had the sunfish in it that crashed on the hot day. And look at this. We've got all these little blue dream shrimp. If we can get the light on them. Hold on. Let me move the light. All these little blue dream shrimp at the top of the water here. So I split that colony into 2. So now I've got another location of them. But also we've got some very happy, plucky, lucky, ducky dojo loaches that I caught in the wild. And they're hanging out. I thought they'd eat the shrimp. They don't touch the shrimp. It's very interesting. The shrimp have flourished in this tank, even though there's 15 dojo loaches that I brought in from the pond. So I'm acclimating these right now to indoor pond temperature and feeding them non-live food and stuff, not just algae and biofilm. And yeah, so hopefully they're getting used to all that, and they'll be ready to go to, like, Lori. I know got some from me, and so hopefully they'll be ready to go soon. Also, just hello again to these little shrimp doing their little shrimpy things. And this is Brightwell substrate that they're on that's lasted so well for me. Also, I did something dumb right before the stream, and I was going to show you guys, well, here they are. These beautiful, beautiful, they're shy too, L236s, but I put black sand over the oldest substrated tank I have. And it kicked up a bunch of dust because I'm a dummy. I'm a dum-dum. And here is he's got a sore on him. That makes me very worried. That just happened. I just put, hey, look, another freaking hovering loach. That's what I was just going to tell you guys. So I started with 7 of the hovering loaches. I found another 8 in this tank when I was making way for the new Plecos. So they bred in captivity, even though there's not really any reports of that online. And I just keep pulling more of them out of here. So kind of fun. I need to move all this stuff, rewire all of this stuff. Right now, this tank is done and drained. The cooler's not running on it anymore. Then we've got the Pethia galathea, and you can see here the color difference between males and females. The males are orange, beautiful orange. I have some shorts of these too. And the females are a beautiful gold color. And this tank, again, needs some trimming, but we've got the gouramis spawning in here. They're doing their thing. And we've also got Apistos in here doing a whole other project. So, yeah, we got a lot of things going on. Need to trim all this. And I think what I'm going to do is trim some of my favorite oddball plants, like the variegated Lindernia here, like the palustris that's growing tall and out of the tank, even though underwater it's beautiful. In such a short tank, though. Yeah, underwater, look at it. It's like rainbow colored. Out of water, a little less so, but I've got the purple heart variety that has a little purple heart on every leaf. And then I've also got the Sao Paulo and the other variety I can't think of the name of right now that Luke hooked me up with from South America. And that's actually what's growing out here too and out of control. But this is also purple bamboo. So the stuff with the green stem, Ludwigia palustris or Ludwigia Sao Paulo. And the stuff with the purple stem is obviously the purple bamboo plant, as it's called. This is all native. And you can see it's actually flowering because it's a mess. Shame on me. But I figured I'd just, show you guys the truth, tell you guys the truth. And we've got flowering going on here. So I'm going to hybridize while it's doing that. I'm going to hybridize the version from South America and the variety that I got here locally, and cross pollinate them and see if the seeds fall down into the tank and hatch for me. They should. So yeah, but that's what's going on in the fish room. Hold on, let me get back to the computer into the comments. But I wanted to just be straight up with you guys and show you what was new, what's a mess, and how I need to plan and get a new for that big bow front tank. I need a new plan for that. I need something there. I'm hoping maybe a 55 will fit there, or I'll have to find another bow front. And then the 40, I think we're gonna do probably a biotope. Look at these nano fish. These are little yellow polka dot rasboras. They've got yellow on their tail with a black dot in it. One of the smallest fish in the hobby. That's full grown, and it's not even half an inch. Very tiny fish. All right, let me get back to the other computer, and we'll wind this up. Wind this off. Sorry about that, folks, if that was very loud and annoying. It was here. Sorry. I warned you at the beginning, but it happened at the end. So yeah, that's what's going on here at the fish house now that I've been home for, 3 weeks. The bell icon is now on. What does that mean? Can you guys hear me? Papa, can you hear me? Can you see me? Also, Aquaria Life. Oh yeah, she's got more 236s if anybody's looking. Hit her up. Aquaria Life right here. She is the magical lady that that I got the fish from. They look beautiful, even though I just made the water all murky by putting sand in there. I thought the sand was pre cleaned was the issue. Can red honey gourami go in no filter tank? Yes, 100%. Almost any anabantoid can go in a no filter tank because they can go to the top and breathe just fine. Now, you might want to think about that because of size restrictions or, just how much they may want to move around or, what their diet is or something like that. Because you don't want to put a fish that's a hardcore predator in a filterless tank usually, unless there's only one or two of them. But like even an angelfish or something ends up with, producing a lot of waste, a lot of excess ammonia. So yeah. Well, guys, do we have any questions that y'all were dying to ask or anything that I missed while we were on the phone doing a little walkthrough tour of the tanks, which used to be how we do every live stream. So I do appreciate feedback if I'm just looking at the folks who came in during that, and hello to all of you guys and gals and fish and non-fish. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And yeah, so let's see here. I heard dojo loaches are endangered, but I don't think so. Maybe they are in some, like in Japan specifically or something, but they're definitely not in like China, the mainland, where they're all over the place now. They've become such an invasive species now. I mean, they're in Lake Washington here in Washington State, which is bananas. It's wild. Um, but yeah, they can pretty much live everywhere. It's pretty wild. Um, so yeah, we'll probably be doing. I'll do another stream on Tuesday, if not sooner. I think, guys. But like I said, I'm a dummy. Hurt my hand. It's still swelling. We'll find out in the next few days how bad it is. Right here, if you can't tell. But I need to also trim the tanks, and I'm thinking of putting together some of the plants that I like, the oddball ones and the colorful ones, and maybe doing some packages that viewers can get for like say $20. Like maybe I'll have 15 of them, and I'll just say first people to comment get them. So watch the community tab if you'd be interested in some of my rarer plants that I have a whole bunch of. For instance, palistris, but it's just out of control, and most of my friends around here don't need it, or don't want it, should I say. But you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thank you to the new members. Thank you so much for the super chats, and for you guys just hanging out and supporting, asking good questions, bearing with my insanity. Remember, the affiliate links, those help the channel out lots. You enjoyed my video on Muln the other day. Well, thank you. I'm trying to get back to the deep dives and the videos like that. I'll pick up the pace soon, I'm sure, but I've still just had to be watching my health slowly but surely, because I can overdo it in an hour, which sounds lame, but I really can. What is my favorite Final Destination death? And how long are you going to keep living in that movie franchise? Yeah. I don't die. I just almost die.
I have my favorite.
Oh, my wife is telling me right now she has her favorite.
when they're in the car and the truck in front of them
starts spilling all the stuff.
and the thing comes through the
Yeah, I like when the truck loses all the stuff and the thing comes through the windshield. Real classy way to go. I'd like to think that I'm gonna go by like, they're building a dam on a river of endangered fish, like 50 species are gonna be lost. And I say, no, you're not gonna build that dam. And I don't know, kick a hole in the bottom of it, and then the dam blows up on me. I don't know. Does that sound fitting? But yeah, no, I do get injured all the time. I'm sick and injured all the time. That's why this channel is like my only hope for making a living, like doing graphic design from home, and doing something flexible, growing plants, breeding fish, and doing the curiosity thing whenever we learn something new. You guys are DNA testing some Plecos. I'm not. Hans Evers is, and he is a German ichthyologist, but he gave me the rundown on the 236s. Yeah, but there are some new DNA things that will be coming out very soon. That will allow us to do more DNA testing and also more water testing on our own. So I've been talking to some folks at University of Washington, as well as the Florida or University of Southern Florida. That's where my wife went, and figuring out if they want to do some genetic testing on some shrimp and stuff that we don't quite know the lineages of yet. Alex had enough of a brush of with death from lightning. No, that was but a flesh wound. I've had my appendix burst. I've been in between a shootout downtown. I got stabbed in my arm when I was 14 with a kitchen knife. Broke my collarbone, broke a bunch of ribs, broken my hand a few times. That's why I haven't even gone to the doctor. I mean, I don't know if it's broken, but they won't do anything other than make me wear something like this. It's all blurred. That's funny. It's like, oh, it's something gnarly. What's it gonna show us? Yeah, I'll DNA test your brother. Just give me his hair in a bag. I won't make a voodoo doll. I promise. You're having trouble keeping shrimp. My pH is 6.8, pretty soft, and buffering it with crushed coral and equilibrium, and failed 4 times with neos, twice with the mono. Any suggestions? I would Arnhem. I would suggest finding out what your TDS is more than anything. Your pH is on the edge of acidic, but like for Caridina, they love that. Neocaridina, they can live in like all the way up to 8.0, maybe even higher, but they'll reproduce and do fine. With this info you're giving me, I don't think anything's wrong, but I'm wondering if it could also just be your nitrates are too high. So I would test your nitrates, your ammonia, your nitrites, make sure those are all very, very low, and then figure out your TDS, your KH, and your GH if you can, and then get back to me with that info. And oh, okay, here we go. TDS 25, very low. That's so low that you don't have enough for them to do their shells. So I'm surprised that crushed coral being added. It should be like 100 at least if you're adding crushed coral. So yeah. Drifter's Workshop. Yeah. Is selling shrimp still profitable? I have a video on that. Not to stores, to individuals, yes. Tangerine tigers have gotten very affordable too because they've gotten easy. Yeah, but a TDS of 25, yeah, we need to bring up the minerality big time, calcium. Yeah, 250 shady grady, I'd agree. I mean, you 100, like some of the Caridina can do it, but you need a KH, a GH at least of like 4 or 5, even for Caridina, usually. Shrimp salts is a great suggestion. Yeah, chat knows where it's at. So guys, Asya, I had to step away. I missed a bunch of good stuff. Gonna have to catch the replay. All right. Well, have a good night as well, Asya. Everybody else, Mel, ram snails going once, going twice. Somebody with a puffer needs to hit her up. Is it wise to add trumpet snails to overturn deep soil substrate when layers of bacteria are formed already? Yeah, it's fine. Your substrate can churn unless you're doing something very specific with a cap. And even though the snails move very slowly, obviously, but when they come up from like sand and if they've gone down into aquasail under a sand cap, it kind of fills in behind them. So what it'll do is it'll mess up the aesthetic of your tank, and it may cause sand over time to work its way down and no longer be a cap. But you can always add a little bit more. So over time, it may mess things up, but in the short run, it shouldn't mess anything up. And yes, it does kind of mix around those nutrients. It stops pockets of a bunch of mulm that's like not really being broken down effectively, and anoxic versus aerobic and anaerobic. So oxygen rich water versus non-oxygen rich water. It kind of mixes that all up so that it's more on a micro scale, and the bacteria can be in little teeny pockets rather than in big chambers where you can get bubbles and like whole areas that kind of become dead zones. So I'm pro snail. They can get out of hand quickly, but that also helps tell you like, oh, I fed way too much, or there's too much biological load for them to eat. So yeah. Well, guys, I'm gonna roll out of here. Thank you so much for joining me. It's always appreciated. Never expected. And that's the same with the super chats and membership. But I do sure love seeing new members, and the super chats are always helpful, especially because I've been having to take it so slow. Thank you guys so much for being here, for being supportive, for watching the videos, asking questions, commenting, sharing, all the cool things you guys do using the affiliate links. I really do appreciate all of y'all. Jeff knows what's up. First Class Fish, Mike, or the Nano Aquarist. So many folks in our chat know so much about the hobby and have such good info. I don't even have to answer questions half the time. Somebody asks a question, you guys get to it and have great info, and that makes me so happy to see. So welcome to anybody who is new. If you are watching in the future, you guys are able in the week until Halloween, basically. So the next week to 10 days, if you guys comment, the next 10 days exactly. This video and the next, if you guys have a pack of 4 plants from Aquatic Arts tissue cultures, name it something. Name it the red extravaganza pack or the hard water pack. The more helpful it is to someone who would actually buy it, the more likely they might actually use it and call it like, Bob's plant pack for hard water or whatever. But you'll also win all 4 of those tissue cultures, and we're going to give out 3 such deals. Butt face, what's going on? You haven't caught me in a long time. I know. But yeah, come up with your plant pack from Aquatic Arts, tissue culture if you want to win some. And we'll be doing more giveaways too. I think we're going to be doing some shrimp, maybe some crabs, maybe even an aquarium kit, the little saltwater one or the little freshwater one. I don't know. I'm hearing big talk from Aquatic Arts, and they're starting to get some fish, and a lot of their inverts and plants and things are starting to step up again. So we'll see what they're able to help us out with. And also same with like Shrimp Envy, Grant Shrimp, Grant Eater, Garden of Eater Shrimp. Maybe I'll be able to weasel some things out of them as we get closer to the holidays. I want to definitely do a lot of giveaways because it's been a crazy year for all of us. So, all right, you guys, much love. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you guys next time. take care of your critters, take care of your fish, your plants, your tanks better than I have lately. And of course, take care of those around you and take care of yourself, or you can't do any of those other things well. So, talk to you guys next time. Take care. Bye.